Gather round. It's time for your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner Group at Coldwell Banker Burnett. Listen closely as your coaches discuss the culture, the economy, and the political scene, and how it affects your home and your real estate investments. Real Estate Chalk Talk is where you learn the science of buying and selling real estate and the art of living in your home. Your education begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey there, welcome to the program. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk, and we're broadcasting from the Rack Shack Barbecue Studio in Eagan, Minnesota. RackShackToGo.com, RackShackToGo.com. Order it up, get the best food of your life. You can either pick it up at the restaurant or have it delivered right out to your house by one of the third-party delivery services that we've affiliated with, RackShackToGo.com. Keith Arena will be at the restaurant on Friday night and Saturday night for just a couple of hours each time because I like being there. And
you? That Keith Arena.
Oh, you. Keith Areno Senior.
And if you could, if you're watching online, which I'm sure we have a ton of people watching, or watching this video, Senior's got the holiday cup there.
Yes.
It's holiday time, and holiday time at the Rack Shack Barbecue is turkey time.
Turkey time is right.
So
I'm amazed who we just turned on the order thing on Monday. We've sold a grip of turkeys already. We're going to sell out early. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
If the folks, it's like the referral.
Yeah.
The people that had it last time, they want to get in on it
again.
And you only got so much space in that smoker.
Yep. So
where
what
can
we've
they
done,
go to order online?
You just go. You can go right to Rack Shack Barbecue at online. Click on the store, and it'll take you right there. And then we've got 3 options now.
People are ordering brisket, full briskets.
Full briskets is good.
Wow.
And
that's so good.
And also we've got a hen this year. So we have tom turkeys and hen turkeys. So the toms are big. And so we have the tom turkeys. I don't know what the price is, but it's so cheap it's almost free. And then we have got the hen turkeys, which are a little smaller for a smaller group, and it's perfectly sized, and those things are selling really good. And then this year, for the first time, we're doing turkey breasts, so you can just order the breasts. And we got the great big tom breasts, and so you just take that slicer right down, and geez, a breast like that will serve half a dozen people easy. So
seriously?
Yeah, they're big.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of them. So and they're all selling. It's like, wow, we're going to be sold out in no time. So go to RackShackBarbecue.com, click on the store, and get yourself ordered up.
So what's been going on the last week?
Okay, so here's
Lots
the deal.
Lots of stuff out there.
Here's the question now. Now that if the communists have held the House and they've taken if they take the presidency, which it looks like they're going to. So now we've got a socialist president and a socialist House, and then if the conservatives can hang on with their fingernails to the Senate. For the real estate, what's that mean?
Mm-hmm.
And what it really means is life is good because it's just going to roll on. I mean, it's going to be...
I think that's why the stock market has reacted the way it is, right? Because there's more certainty there as opposed to the unknown about what's going to happen within the Senate, really. Because if it's President Trump again, but then there's a big shift in the House and the Senate, then policy change may come through. Maybe, maybe not. If Biden wins, blue wave... then there's big change.
Right.
We kind of seen how this is going to shake out one way or the other, at least within the House and Senate, that I think investors are like, okay, we understand how it's going to go.
Right.
And that means that President Trump's policies won't get changed.
Right.
Because somebody won't be able to come in and
change it.
Yeah, change it. So.
I mean, he can executive order things to death, but we found out last time when Trump came in and tried to change Obama's executive orders, Supreme Court said, no, you can't change the executive order of a previously sitting president. So you have to come up with either a new one or go back to the legislature and get a law changed. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that holds true, especially now with the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. The way it is.
Well, but for the Senate, it's not locked in yet, right? As they're finishing up these votes, it looks like the Senate will keep it. That's why we talk every day, and there's these investment banks that hire election analysts that come in and say, okay, because they're trying to position themselves ahead. I mean, it's crazy to spend all this money on that, but
what Senate race is still up in the air?
Well, some in these states that are still undecided. Georgia, for example, there's two Senate seats.
Two Senate.
So they're saying, okay, if suddenly all that goes by, will that flip over? Will this? So there's some uncertainty there, but
the Senate races have already been called. I mean,
not all
of them.
What ones haven't been called?
He just said
Georgia.
There's two Senate seats in Georgia that are still outstanding.
Yeah,
who are the senators in Georgia that are?
God, I don't know.
Okay.
Look, you have a computer.
Okay.
You didn't say prepare for the names of the.
Okay. Well, whatever. It's just I didn't think that there was any.
No, there's some.
But the midterms.
There's more. There's more certainty on that.
Biden will be a lame duck president. Let's be real. He'll go in there and he won't be able to do anything. Be impudent. And then you've got.
How about from a foreign policy standpoint, though, and everything
that will change, because he'll suck up to China, so his son can get some more kickbacks. But other than that, what's going to change drastically? You can't do a treaty or anything because you have to have the Senate to do that.
But regulating,
we'll get back into the
Paris Accord and regulating oil and gas and fracking and clean coal and energy independence and all that stuff. Like, he can go after that, right? I mean, we're sitting at $1.85 for fuel right now.
But here's what's
nothing will change drastically.
Here's what will happen, though. We have midterms coming up in 2 years. So the midterm elections campaigning starts today, right? And the Democrats are defending more Senate seats next time. This time, the Republicans were defending more Senate seats than the Democrats were. In the midterms, it's the other way around. They're going to be defending more seats than we are. And so if suddenly gas goes to $4 a gallon or $3 a gallon as a result of their policies, that's going to be a hard nut to swallow. And the same in the House. I mean, the Republicans took 5 seats back this time. In the midterms, they'll have a good shot at taking even more if they've learned their lesson, because they had some really good candidates.
People must really hate Donald Trump, man.
They must.
Because things are going well.
Well, half the country loves
for
him.
the general population. Like, you go to the gas pump and it's cheap. You go to the grocery store, everybody's working, and then pandemic, that happens. Totally out of the control of anybody, right? And then that's the narrative constantly.
Right.
I mean, he should keep his mouth shut.
And their taxes went down a little bit, right?
Yep,
Payroll tax went down a little bit. I mean, it's okay.
So anything policy changes like that is going to have an adverse effect, which when you don't have Donald Trump to hate anymore, then you got to own that change. And it's going to be hard to defend that in the next cycle. So, whatever. It's all
by his son.
So frustrating.
But at the end of the day, people have still got to get up and go to work.
Yeah.
And they're still buying and selling houses. We got a ton of houses that are coming on the market right now.
I'm sure everybody's going to sell their house and move out of the country. Get your house listed now.
Yeah. Little Keith and I were talking. He's doing a little civics lesson at school.
Okay.
And he asked, if Donald Trump loses, can he run again next time?
Yes.
Right? Because you can be a president for 2 terms. Right. And if you were president, lost, and then you can come back. But because then the question is, in 4 years, who runs for president? On the conservative side,
I don't think it will be Donald Trump.
No, I don't either. But but that is the question: is
Scott.
Who is it?
Scott
would be a good choice. Yeah. He would be a good choice.
So, but they've already said this morning. You're already hearing rumblings like if Trump loses, he's coming back.
Oh no,
in 2020.
He'll be too old.
Yeah, I think so too. But that's the rumbling, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not going to stop. We're going to. Keep going,
hear. Can you hear Biden talking right now? Trump, what a schmuck! I beat him. I didn't have to leave my basement.
Yeah.
Beat him from the basement. What a chump! That's what I'd be saying if I was him.
Oh.
He's out running around the country like a guy with his hair on fire, doing all these speeches and stuff, and I beat him from my basement.
And I go to 12 people in hula hoop circles.
Exactly, hula hoops.
I win it.
I win. Guess I can. That was easy.
Boy, it's a lot of money though. They spent a lot of money.
$1 billion or more, whatever.
Well, it's been an interesting few days.
It has been. Glad it's over, man.
Frustrating.
Jeez,
it's not over.
So glad it's over.
It's never over.
So here, I predict that it will still run all the way up to the Supreme Court, and I think there's probably at least a 50-50 chance Trump still wins. I really believe that.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I do. So, but it's going to run all the way up through the court system.
Well, if you believe the prophecies, that these guys have been prophesying and all that stuff, they said Trump for 2 terms. They didn't say which 2. They didn't say that they were consecutive.
Oh, here we
go.
Give your little
right? Yeah. Back up now,
They didn't
guys.
say which Trump. It might be Ivanka.
Yeah, jeez.
What do you think? Think she'd run?
I don't know.
I think Trump's are done.
Yeah. I think that if he does lose, they should all just like slowly back away and go back to
run
business,
their property business. Yeah.
And that should be the end of that experience.
Yeah.
So I think it's been a good one so
has
far.
Has that on the resume.
We're gonna head out to break here. This is Real Estate Chalk Talk. Log on to HittnerGroup.com. HITTNER Group.com, or give us a call on the phone 612-627-8000. Real Estate Chalk Talk. We'll be right back.
Get that Rack Shack attack, Rack Shack barbecue. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to the program. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk, and we're broadcasting from the Rack Shack Barbecue Studio in Eagan, Minnesota. HittnerGroup.com, HITTNER Group.com, HittnerGroup.com. Check out the new website. It's beautiful. It's glorious. It's got great search features on it. Check out the new signs around town coming up. They're great.
Wow.
Nice looking panels. Got our
Can you read them?
logo. Yeah, you can read them. They're not all rubbed off. What a deal. Boy, we got a lot of properties coming on the market.
Yeah, it's busy time of year.
So if you're interested in a 4-bedroom, 2-story in Shakopee, we got one coming on the market for $500,000 out in Shakopee, and they're just in the stages. We're out there this week, and we're getting them tuned up, fine-tuned, little extra painting done and trimmed out, 4 bedrooms up. Beautiful granite countertops, wonderful cabinetry, finished downstairs, full. Really, really nice bathroom downstairs. Just a really nice house, open floor plan. Great. That's coming on the market really soon out in Shakopee. And then we've got one coming on the market, townhouse, if you're interested in a 1-level townhouse. I like this townhouse actually in Rosemont because it's got the main level, all what you need. Then it has an upstairs, and there's 2 bedrooms upstairs and a loft. So if you got the grandkids coming over, they got a place that they can go upstairs and do their thing up there. They've got a couple of bedrooms. You can have some overnights, or if you got out-of-town guests coming. So many times you get these 1-level townhomes, the villas and stuff, on the slab with no basement, and they're great if it's just you. Or just you and your wife, and you don't have any friends or relatives that are, alive, then it's great. But as soon as you got someone coming to visit, it's like, where do you put them?
Sure.
So this is a really nice opportunity. That one's going to be $300,000, $299,987, and then that'll be coming soon this week. You'll see it pop up on the various websites this weekend, and then we've got one out on Cleary Lake Court in Prior Lake. Now there's the other end of the extreme. Now if you want the big 5 acres, you've got rolling beautiful land. You've got a swimming pool, 6-car garage, Rambler with almost 5,000 square feet, big open kitchen, white cabinets, granite countertops, everything that you would expect. $881,000. I mean, just really nice property. If you want that.
Some nice pretty fall photos of that one online.
Yeah, gorgeous. She's got the color. The seller did that. She's a photographer, so she did that. She cranked that color up on those a little bit. They look good. Anyhow,
looks beautiful.
I had the drone shots taken.
Right.
They went out there, and I was like, well, I'll just use these because they're more current. And I look at hers, I look at mine, I look at hers, I look at mine. The ones that are taken now, there's no leaves on the trees. It's all kind of looks dead, right? And then hers has got still leaves on them, and she's got that color pop. So I wound up just using mostly hers. Anyhow. Nice. And then Amherst Way in Invergrove Heights, that's another Rambler, almost just under 5,000 square feet. Now that's in a normal neighborhood, not with the acreage. All tricked out, new mechanicals, new furnace, new AC, new roof, new windows, new siding. I mean, just everything is done to it. New flooring, new carpet, kitchen redone, everything's done. Great. And it has this awesome bonus room under the garage. So You go downstairs, and you got French doors that open, and when it was built with pre-stressed in the garage on the garage floor. So you got this huge room underneath. It can be an exercise room, it can be an office, it can be like a video gaming area. It's just such a great flex space.
Is that heated and everything too?
Oh yeah, it's all full heated and air conditioning. It's just all part of the house.
Cool.
Really, really, it opens up into the family room. Great.
With those price points that you're talking about, how have you seen traffic now that they've been on the market for? What do you have for market time?
Well,
a week,
the Cleary Lake just came on the market actually on Thursday.
Okay.
And on Thursday we had 12 showings.
Holy cow.
Okay.
That's great.
I mean, just a lot. Amherst Way has been slower. We've had showings, but it's slower because it's more of a normal neighborhood. And so you've got that $650 price point, big Rambler. It's a little bit more specific of the buyer of that.
Right.
And it doesn't have that extra feature like you and I have talked about, Keith, many times.
Right.
What's that extra thing that
Right.
people can't find? So that one will be
some major unique quality.
Yeah. So that one will
that
be
tuck under space is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool if you can.
Can you get a hockey net in there and a
yes, you
little
can.
tarp, a little shooting range?
You certainly can, because it was the people who owned it before were bodybuilders, and like professional bodybuilders, and went to shows.
So they had a little gym in there,
and they had a little gym and a weight room in there and all that. And so, I mean, it's good space. And then these current sellers homeschooled, so it was a classroom. It was wonderful as a classroom.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Transitional space.
Yeah, it's
right?
great. Egan Gun Club, lots on Remington Drive in Egan. So if you're looking to build a home in Egan, you want 196 schools, and it's like, oh man, there's no lots available. Here, there's 8 lots available. They're all affordable, from like 150 to 180, something like that.
Where
They're
is
all
that?
walk
So
out.
is it right off where?
It's
By
not
your
far
old
from
house.
your old place.
By
there,
your old
so
house.
just on the south side of the gun club.
South
Yeah.
side.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, right by your old house. So we've sold quite a few houses in that neighborhood, and so it's a popular area. What's the grade school there?
Red Pine.
Red Pine School.
Yeah.
Right, so it's right off of Red Pine if you're familiar with that area. Anyhow, most developments, the lots are all controlled by a builder.
Yeah.
So here it's open. You can buy the lot.
great.
You don't have to build on it right away. So some people, we hear it all the time, we just want to buy a lot, and then I want to get the lot paid for, and then once the lot is paid for, then I'll build on it. This gives you the opportunity to do that. Or you can, deed it over to your builder and build on it right away, whatever you want to do. Egan Car Club. We got 2 units remaining on the Egan Car Club. And so those are that 24 by 48 unit. We've sold, 30 of them, and the last 2 units remaining in building A, and then they are 24 by 48, 20-foot tall ceilings, in-floor Wurzbo heat, split boilers. So you got the heat for the floor, which is so awesome because it's warm. You can get down there and work on a project, and you got that nice heat radiating up from the bottom. Or you've got the hot water for your domestic, hot water for your sinks and bathrooms and such. And then the footings are already in place for a mezzanine, so you can easily put up a mezzanine, get that second level up there that people like, use it for storage or recreation, whatever you want to do.
What's the square footage on the unit?
Well, they're 24 by 48, so do the math. It's about 1,000, whatever it is, and then you've got a 200 amp 3-phase electrical, LED lighting, commercial grade door, 80 mile an hour wind shear door, commercial opener on it.
Those are $100,000 or what do they go?
They are 100,000. You couldn't pay for the mechanicals.
Can I get one for $100,000?
You can get one for 185. You can get one for 185.
That's your base. That's your base price.
If you buy 2, you can get a better deal. Then if you have, we actually have sold a number of them. A number of people have bought 2.
Yeah.
Really?
They buy 2. They take out
They
take out the devising wall. You can take it completely out because it's just a devising wall. It's not load bearing at all, and then have a 48 by 48 unit.
Holy crap.
Or some people have put a door connector between, so they want one side to be used for one use and one side for another, and they kind of wanted to keep them a little bit separate, but they wanted to easily go between.
Sure.
One guy took the thing out, and he's got one big mezzanine being built now across both units, connecting, and he's got a lot of memorabilia, sports memorabilia. So that upper mezzanine is just going to be tricked out. It's amazing.
Really?
Some of these guys have spent, it's 200 or 175 or 185 or whatever it is for the unit, and they dropped another 250 into them, just tricking them out. And they are something special. And then in Tangletown,
that sounds fun.
We've got one coming in Tangletown that's going to be $650. It's one of those lovely 2-stories. They are the 1920s-ish, build, the great woodwork, the great coving.
Right.
This thing has been
Big, tall.
completely done. So it is gorgeous, nice kitchen, lovely floors, great spaces. They've added a office in the 3rd level, so you've got your private office for your work at home, and it's quiet up there. It's really, really... It's just clean and meticulously maintained.
That home office space is important.
It's so important.
Yeah.
And with this, some of those houses, they've got the one bath upstairs and then one on the main if you're lucky. Or some of them just have one upstairs. This one has 3 bathrooms. So you got, one upstairs, a master bath, and then one down. So
nice.
That's really, really nice. So that's going to be $650. And that will be coming on the market soon. I'll keep you posted as we move forward on that one.
What do you got coming up, Junior?
We have a break coming up, but I think that we talk about having a home office. Folks are still looking at that because, just look with my wife's company. Even we're looking at not even going back into the office until like the end of next summer.
A lot of companies are saying June or July.
Yeah, they said August. They said don't even talk to us about coming back in until August. So they can trickle in, come out as they need.
Right.
But as far as just everybody go back to work,
and some are just never going back
we're
because
talking
this is
here.
Working good for a lot of people. For some it isn't, but for a lot of people it's not bad.
Well, I got questions for you.
We
After
will.
the break.
We'll touch on that when we come back. We're going to head out to break. This is Real Estate Chalk Talk. Log on to our website, HittnerGroup.com, HITTNER Group.com, or give us a call, 612-627-8000, and we'll be right back.
But we're going to wrap.
Money in the bank.
Rates are good. Pretty exciting.
Why? Right.
Free money. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, welcome back to the program. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk, broadcasting from the Rack Shack Barbecue Studio in Eagan, Minnesota. HittnerGroup.com, HITTNER Group.
Push the power off.
All one word, HittnerGroup.com, 612-627-8000, 612-627-8000. Give us a ring-a-ling-a-ling. We'd be happy to have a conversation with you about your real estate needs, all with no cost and absolutely no obligation. 612-627-8000. All right.
So we're trying to do a little phone repair during the
my
money
phone,
segment.
In case you've been trying to call me, my phone doesn't work. So I got to punch in the deal. What are you doing there? How'd you do it?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, get logged in. I got to punch in my code.
All right, we only have 10 minutes. Let's make this meaningful.
All right. Mortgage. I'm going to read some headlines for this last week.
Okay.
Because this is just the nature of the mortgage world, right? Mortgage rates mostly flat despite strong bond market. Mortgage rates inch lower, but volatility risks are increasing. Mortgage rates can only hold on for so long. 2016 reminds us of how completely crazy next week could be for rates. Mortgage rates steady at recent lows ahead of election. Mortgage rates pop higher as lenders guard against volatility. Mortgage rates bounce back. Another nice drop in mortgage rates, but still not at all-time lows.
Okay.
So
still not at all-time lows.
Misinformation.
All missing. Well, what it tells you is super volatile this past week.
Yep.
Rates are still where they were, right? It's like up, down, but at the end of the day, you're still in that high 2s, low 3s, depending on credit, loan to value, cash out, non-cash out, purchase, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Okay, so let me ask you this now.
Yep.
Now that Khrushchev's statement of "we will bury you" is coming true, and the communists and socialists, Khrushchev was the prime minister of Russia, Soviet Union case. Okay, so now that what's the impact of all of that, do you think, on the mortgage market as the new year rolls forward? We get past all of this, question mark. It's January 15th, and someone's going to get sworn in. And if it's a Biden gets sworn in, with a Republican Senate and a Democratic held House.
Yep.
What is the impact, do you think, on mortgage rates?
Well,
I
think we saw it yesterday with the stock market going up about 500 points, and the reason for that was they see stability in government, right? So they see a split.
Split is good.
Split is good, right? So it looked like the Senate's going to be held by the Republicans. If that plays out, then you have a split there. So it doesn't matter as much who the president is because you have a split Congress.
No one's going to steamroll anything.
So I think that helped the market go up. Now on Friday, the market looked like it was going to open down about 200 points. So I think there'll be a lot of volatility as these court cases start to go. Now there's more uncertainty. This morning the headlines were uncertainty is causing the markets to kind of start to shake a little bit. But I think if Biden ends up winning the deal, I think we'll see an increase in rates. I mean, just because the policies are going to be such that it will.
They're going to price it in.
They're going to price in, and they're pricing things in already now. But we're okay right now, so that's good. Volatility in our world is kind of okay because things go up and down, but at the end of the day, we're pretty steady where rates are. And rates are phenomenal, right? So what it does is it is creating that sense of urgency, though, that we've seen with people saying, hey, you might want to, let's rock and roll like we're doing some refinance. And I know you guys, it's all purchase, which is great. But on the refinance side, it's a little easier. It's like, hey, things are shifting, right? So if you're going to take advantage, let's go, right? So
we're seeing that too. We have a mutual client that we sold her townhouse, and this is actually repeating itself a couple of times. And she was just moved in with family and was just going to save some money and bide her time and until the right thing comes. Now all of a sudden she called and said, something, I feel like I better do it now because next year it might cost me a point.
Interest rate,
Yeah, so that's a little concerning for our industry, right? It's kind of like, what's this going to look like? But ultimately Biden doesn't run the world, and
but the rates it do.
Rates,
So I mean, if you have somebody that's
it depends who they put in charge for the Federal Reserve will be a big deal. Depends on the outlook that person has. Are they, So there's a lot of things that will come to play. So there's going to be volatility in the market, right? So if you're going to do something, I would be. I'd be looking at doing something sooner than later.
Your phone actually rings, I hear.
My phone rings right there. People are hearing us right now. They're calling in immediately, which is great. So 651-231-2500. Again, 651-231-2500 is my number. I had a question, though, from last segment, Keith. You were talking about how a lot of the employers, and we're seeing it as well, a lot of the employers are saying, hey, we're not coming back till the first of the year. Till mid-year, till that. So how's that shifting for you personally? Because you both work out of your home, and then how are you seeing that shift in the conversations you have with buyers? Are they looking now at properties through a different lens of both working at home?
Yeah, there's no question that, and then also with there's rumblings in the state of Minnesota with the governor talking about even with elementary school potentially taking kids out of school after November. That first trimester after Thanksgiving break or whatever it is, saying you guys got to stay home. It was March 13th, Friday the 13th, when he did that last time. Next Friday is Friday the 13th. And I'm like, if he comes out again on Friday the 13th in November and says all kids, because a lot of districts have already said full distance for high school, full distance for middle, and 196 in Egan, where our kids are, they've done that. Now we're at a private school, so our middle schoolers are all at school still, and everything is hunky-dory. No community spread, no big issues. So I hope to God that, I pray to God that they just leave us alone. And our archdiocese and our school says we're just going to continue on like we've been doing because we've been successful in having a school. So there's a lot of fear. There's a ton of fear, and there's decisions being made based on fear. And we see it with our hockey program, too. The USA Hockey and Minnesota Hockey, there's some hockey programs that have been shut down across North America. And Minnesota is now, they're saying, do this, do this, do this. We're afraid of losing retention with kids and this, and here's what you have to do. But there's already talk of shutting that down, too. But there's nothing happening. We don't have any spread. So it's like, are they trying to get ahead of it? Okay, there's that argument there too. But
Well, one of the things.
So within housing,
So
the question
hit
is
the housing.
yes,
I got a couple things.
Where the kids can study is super important.
Okay.
Where, if both spouses are working, where they're working within the house. Had a conversation with an attorney last night. He's in his living room. He's still working from home for the most part, and they have 3 children. They're all in school, and it's so it's very important. So as people are moving around, the space in the house is super important for these new reasons that we typically wouldn't have.
Well, I know when you talk about elementary schools being shut down, my wife works with an organization called Together for Good, and she's doing some tutoring in Minneapolis. And she came home yesterday and just said, man, what the school districts are doing to these young kids is criminal. These are 8, 9-year-old kids that, one, they can't spend 6 hours a week in school. That's it. They're in a situation. This is North Minneapolis, and a lot of low income deal. They can't get online, Keith. They can't get educated. So now she's dealing with 8, 9-year-old kids that they don't know how to count. They don't know how to read. They don't know how to do any of this. And there's such a disconnect from what the reality is to these people making the policy decisions.
Yeah, and that's super important
really,
time in a child's life.
Yes.
Between like 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade.
Yep.
If you get behind there,
you're screwed.
You're totally behind the
Right.
8 ball for how you learn, and if you learn that information moving forward. And there's going to be so many kids that are so far behind.
Yeah.
And it's the love of learning that they develop then, the excitement of exploring and learning new things. And
and so folks that are in a good position, like I'm fortunate, and my daughter, she's in 1st grade. She comes home and she can't. Daddy, can I read you another book? Daddy, can I read you another book? And she's just a fantastic reader. And every time, like, yes, honey, let's read more books. And she's in school every day. But some of these kids I talk to, they're full distance learning, 8, 9, 10 years old, and they can't stand it. They don't know where they're at. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing.
They get behind a little bit. They get distracted.
And then
it's easy to get lost.
They came with worksheets with Jen yesterday saying, hey, we got to do this worksheets. Well, it was like 20, 21 plus 12. But they don't know what the 2 is, let alone 21. So she's literally starting with like counting, like 1, 2. And I'm just like, oh man, there's such a disconnect. And this isn't unique, right? These cities have to get these especially the elementary kids, get them in school, teach them reading, writing, arithmetic. That's it. Stop with all the other bullshit and just teach those things, right? It's crazy. And it's my wife's birthday today as well, so happy birthday. So
happy birthday.
We're gonna go see my son in Orlando this weekend, so that'll be great. So if you need me, still call. We'll answer.
Jet Setter, Kelvin the Jet Setter. This is your real estate chalk talk. This is your real estate chalk talk, and we're broadcasting from the Rack Shack Barbecue Studio in Eagan, Minnesota. Come on out and see us at the Shack. 612-627-8000 if you want to talk a little real estate. That conversation with no cost and absolutely no obligation. We'll be back next week.